Alright guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, going to go to an email that was sent from a subscriber. This is from a guy. He shares his experience that he went through when he was 27 years old, finishing up his MBA program at school, and how he shares a story about a girlfriend he had at the time who was unbelievably controlling, bossed him around, was always checking up on him, trying to make sure he wasn't cheating on her and a bunch of crap like that. And ultimately, you're going to find out, to no surprise, the one that was accusing him of cheating was, in fact, doing that. And with a person that she really should have been doing it with, as you're going to see here. And this guy finds out about it and eventually ends things with her. But unfortunately, it doesn't stop there. Down the road, he finds out that she is pregnant and says it's his baby. But he knows darn well, no, it's not. And you're going to see this series of events that go on here. And this story is pretty important, guys, because there's a lot of lessons here that I talk about all the time. And I'm going to point them out along the way, but one of them, you know what, I'm just going to mention them now. One of them is how to handle and the situations dealing with controlling girlfriends. I don't think there's anybody that watches me regularly would ever get in a situation where their girlfriend bosses them around and would take it. Not with this audience here, not after what you learned. That's a very important thing. Another important lesson in this story is about how when people generally are ones that accuse others of cheating and all sorts of other wrongdoing, it's usually because they're the types to do that themselves. And they just expect everybody else to do it. So that's an important thing to watch out for. Another thing, guys, in this story is how important it is that when you have people in your life that are loyal to you and believe you no matter what, like certain family members or friends, you hold them together like gold because they are very important. Because unfortunately, a lot of people in this world are just trash and will turn on you in a heartbeat. And also, last but not least, how when the gals are in trouble and they need some money, how they will, boom, come back to you like that to try to have you in their life to help out. And they will also go for the guy they think is easy and reliable as opposed to the guys they really want. And you're going to see as I get into this, when she obviously finds out she's pregnant, who does she go to? So, starts off, he says, Hi SSM, I've been a long-time follower of your channel and your advice is golden for young men around the world. Most of the videos that you put out there are success stories and comeback stories, and after viewing a whole lot of them, it inspired me to share my own story. This happened to me about 5 years ago, but I remember everything so vividly. Dude, after reading this, I can most certainly see how you remember these chain of events so vividly. And you know what? When you're 90 years old, you may not remember what you had for breakfast that day, but you will remember these events. Mark my words. He says, I was 27 at the time, and I was finishing up my master's degree in business administration. Now that, my friend, is a good degree to get. Good for you. I hope you are definitely using that degree and kicking ass and doing well for yourself. Nice job. I was dating a girl named Sarah, who was 25 at the time. She and I grew up together, but never really started dating until we were adults. Since we were childhood friends, I thought we would be the perfect match, but now looking back at my relationship with her, it was very toxic and unhealthy. And you're going to see, guys, he puts up with it. But I always look for little clues in the stories that, not only that I read, but also the ones you guys share with me to figure out what's going on behind the scenes. And since he said here that they were childhood friends and he thought they'd be a perfect match, that goes to show me that obviously he was more into her than she was into him. That's just my interpretation of the situation, and of course, knowing what I know what happens. And also the fact that he says here that they were friends growing up, but then when she was 25, that's when they started getting serious. It's about that time when the gals start realizing, okay, I'm getting a few years from 30, so I better go find myself a nice guy that I can be with, as an insurance policy to make sure I'm at least on the path to walking down the aisle. And some of these gals don't stop their carousel riding while they're still with that good guy, which is unfortunate, as you're going to see here. He says, Sarah would always try to control who I hung out with and always wanted to have a monopoly of my time. Well, my friend, why did you allow that? At the end of the day, we teach people how to treat us. So if she was always doing that, that obviously showed that you would cave. And I'm sure, knowing what you know now, you would never allow that to happen in any relationship that you're in, if after this you are in a relationship. But you can't do that, guys. In my opinion, the second any girlfriend starts to try to control you and who you're going to hang out with and all that, I would nip it in the bud immediately And either one or two things is going to happen. Either she's going to cut the BS, and that's the end of it, or B, she won't, and you walk away. Guys, we have that power to walk away. It is an unbelievable power and effect on women because your typical nice guy never walks away. In fact, he's even scared to even say he'll walk away. Bad boys or successful guys with options always walk away from bad situations that don't serve them. And it's just amazing to me how much crap guys will put up with, like this, and think that, oh, they'll love me more if I stay and put up with their BS. That's the biggest bunch of crap out there. Do girls chase after nice guys? No, they chase after bad boys because bad boys don't put up with their crap. Not rocket science. So, the important lesson there is don't put up with that crap. No controlling girlfriends. You have your time for you, your hobbies, your interests, your purpose, your friends, your family. She comes last. Keep them chasing. And if they don't like it, move on. You can easily replace her. Anyhow, he says, she even stole my phone once and messaged my friends individually that I hated them and to never speak to me again. But thank God they quickly realized that it wasn't me who sent that. Okay, why on God's green earth, bro, did you not end it with her after that? Especially after the other things she was trying to control you. See what I'm talking about, guys? He's inviting bad behavior. He's literally giving her permission through his actions to keep treating him like a piece of crap. Remember, women don't respect you. They're not going to love you. How can a guy respect a guy that puts up with this crap? Now, she's an a-hole. We can all agree upon that based on what I said and what you're going to see here. But still, this guy didn't help himself. So you can't do that, guys. And I don't mean to give this guy a hard time, be a jerk, but I got to point these things out. That way then, this can help some of you guys out that may find yourselves in a situation related to this. He says, Sarah's reason for this was always to make sure that I wasn't cheating on her. But I think that was just her projecting her own faults onto me because she was the one who ended up cheating in our relationship. Well, that's exactly what was going on. In her mind, everybody's a cheater, just like me, so I know the clues, or I'm going to look at situations where I think something could be going on, and that way I can control the situation. That's probably what's going on. That's what cheaters do. They think everybody's going to cheat. He says, eventually, I found a video of her getting her back blown out while I was looking through her phone, and I got suspicious one night. Well, there you go. All the accusations, all the control, and it proved that point. Now, this is the point when I first read this story that I thought, okay, good. He's finally going to end this with her now and walk away at that moment. Nope. He says, but who'd she cheat with? Of course, she slept with my freaking thesis partner who I had to see and converse with for every day for 3 months. So the guy he's working on the program with for his master's degree, she's hooking up with his partner. I don't know if this was a friend or best friend or just, his research partner. But the point is, the guy she's been working with for 3 months, she's hooking up with him. Now this is the part you say, okay, maybe now he knows who it is, he's going to leave her and punch that guy in the face. Nope. He says, it took everything within me not to beat the living heck out of him every time I saw him. But I opted to just act on it as if I didn't know. I had big dreams and aspirations, and I wasn't going to let the cheating garden tool derail me now. So I'm guessing the rationale was, I'm about to graduate. I need to do this thesis thing to get my master's and all that. I'm going to just keep it quiet. It's not what I would do, but you did what you felt like you had to do. At the very least, you could have ended with her. And then the second you're done your project, then whip his ass. What a class act she was, and that guy. He says, our paper finished near the top of our batch, and when our thesis was finalized and published, I broke it off with Sarah, and I told my thesis partner to never contact me again. I never told them I knew they cheated, I just walked away. Well, you're going to see this was a big mistake. It's going to come back to haunt him. I most certainly would confront both of them about the subject, and when he had that video of her doing the nasty, I would have taken some snapshots of that. Have physical evidence, because you're going to see here, he's certainly going to wish he did. He says, Sarah, for some reason, became obsessed with me after our breakup. She never stalked me or spam messaged me or anything like that, but according to mutual friends, she would constantly talk about me and scare away other girls who showed interest in me. I have no idea why she was acting like this. Maybe you could explain her mindset to me because I'm baffled as to why she did all that. I'll tell you exactly why she did that. Because you rejected her. That's why. Because you guys are in a relationship together. She perceived you as weak, and no offense, but your behavior was weak. So she thought, never in a million years thought that you would break up with her. Even though she lost respect for you, even though she was cheating on you, even though she's a piece of crap, it still bugged her that you broke up with her because you were actually showing a backbone and a spine. And good for you for finally doing that, by the way, but she didn't expect it. Women hate rejection. Even if it's a guy they don't respect, even if it's a guy they were about to break up with, the second he breaks up with them, it's like, oh, whoa, whoa. Maybe he's got more value than I thought. Maybe he's got more of a backbone than I thought. That's why. And they also don't like to look bad publicly. And obviously everybody knew that you broke up with her. That's why. And the age-old with trying to make sure other girls wouldn't go near you, I don't want them, but nobody else can have them. That kind of mentality. But don't go thinking all of a sudden you fell in love with you or anything like that. No, it was just simply the rejection damaged her ego. It continues, a few months go by and everything is great. I've moved up to a managerial role in my company and I'm living life to the fullest while ignoring Sarah. Good for you. I'm glad you're doing well at your company. Until I get a phone call from my mother saying that my ex is 6 months pregnant and the baby is mine. So just when you thought everything was going good and she was out of your life forever, all of a sudden, surprise, I'm pregnant and it's your baby. Wrong, it's your former research partner's baby. I tried telling her about her cheating, but my ex had already told everyone that I'm in denial and that I'd probably accuse her of cheating. My mother and stepfather were on my side, and of course they did not believe my ex, but the rest of the family members were divided. I was frustrated but kept my cool and demanded a paternity test. Sarah was stubborn and refused by saying that I was the only guy she slept with during that time frame. Oh, I'm sure you're wishing you told her the reason you broke up with her 6 months now. Say, hey, I saw the video of you cheating. And by the way, here are a few snapshots of it. Then she couldn't say she never cheated. You wouldn't be dealing with this mess at all now. Or at least it wouldn't be as bad. So for your relationship, guys, if unfortunately you find proof of your gal cheating, I would make sure you get some evidence of this and tuck it away. And that way there's any accusations. Well, guess what? Of her being pregnant, it's yours. Oh yeah? Well, you're sleeping with other dudes. No, it wasn't. Oh really? Right here. Right here. Doesn't that look like the FedEx driver? There you go. He says, I had no evidence of what she did, so I calmly went to my company's legal team and got a court-issued paternity test sent to her. Your company's legal team, was this you were using as a perk? You can consult company lawyers for advice about certain things. But what do they have anything to do with family stuff? I'm a little confused by that, but okay. He says, this is the part where everybody's putting me on blast for calling the mother of my child, he says that in sarcastic quotes, a liar. Everyone had something to say to me. My relatives, her parents, mutual friends, her cousins, etc. The only people who 100% believed me were my parents and my 3 best friends. Those 3 guys defended me, reassured me, and even took some slander to their names on social media. I couldn't have asked for better friends. And there you go. Those 3 best friends that stood by you during this and your parents, hold them like gold because notice everybody else was talking about you. And by the way, a paragraph ago you mentioned about your parents believed you, but other relatives weren't. Bro, you are in your late 20s, graduate, master's degree, your own job, making your own money. Who gives a crap what your other family members have to say? It's not their business. And if they all dislike you over this, screw them. But you know what? A silver lining will come out of this because you quickly really realize who your friends are. Who are people you can trust. So these family members that were having issue with this and giving you a hard time, now you know you don't have to give them the time of day. As with anybody else that was giving you a hard time. Especially those that were doing it, posting things online and dragging your name through the mud. Which, talk to any lawyer and that you can certainly collect some dough out of that. He says, so the day arrives and the results come back. And guess what? I'm not the father. Imagine that. I post the results on social media, and as a retort to everyone shaming me, almost everyone who shamed quickly apologized, but there were those who were still on Sarah's side. I wouldn't care if they apologized. I'd have nothing to do with them at that point. Thanks, but no thanks. Kiss my ass. That's what I'd say. I don't care, Grandma. I don't care, Auntie Beth. Nope. You could have stood by me. You could have trusted my word. Not a chance in hell. But I'm a hard ass. I'm almost 44, guys, and I don't take shit from anybody at this point in my life. He says, Sarah made one last plea to get me to be the baby's father. She made a really pathetic post on Facebook. Her whole argument was that since I had a stepfather, that means I should have no problem being a stepfather too. Let me see if I had this straight. She was cheating on you. The paternity test proved the child wasn't yours. She treated you like crap in the relationship, was always trying to control you and accuse you of things and try to sabotage your friendships, amongst many other things. But because you have a stepfather, well then you should just take this child in and support him financially and all that. Yeah, sure. In what universe? Are you out of your damn mind? Again, this demonstrates, unfortunately, because he acted weak in his relationship with her, she perceived him as a weak guy. But this guy, obviously, at his core, isn't weak. And hence why he walked away, and he's not taking any crap. And good for this guy for doing that. But out of pure desperation, but it showed, she still perceived him as weak. So when you act badly in life towards certain people and you behave in a certain manner, it's very hard for people to see that you have overcome these things, particularly if you were a weak person when you were younger, but then life's circumstance forced you to grow a pair and become the man you were meant to be. And they'll test that week. They'll test you to see if you're that same old guy for a while, but eventually they'll see you're not. They'll stop testing. He says there was more to it, but it was mostly just her saying I was financially capable of taking care of them. There you go. That goes to a gal may not need you, but all of a sudden she needs you financially or thinks you're going to make the better parent than her Chad and Tyrone baby daddy. She's going to go to you. So keep that in mind, guys. Now, let's just say she didn't get any sympathy from anyone after that post, and I didn't hear from her again after that. Good. Let her go to the FedEx driver or whoever it is or your former research partner to help finance her and the baby. It's not your problem. He says this is usually where the story ends, but no, there's more to this shit show. As it turns out, my thesis partner wasn't the father either. How did I know? Let's just say her baby was a completely different ethnicity from me and my thesis partner. After learning this, I'm glad I dodged that bullet. Thank you, SSM, for reading my story. I hope you and your viewers have a good day. I'm having a great day, bro. I love what I do for a living. So there you go, guys. Many important lessons there. But the point is, I'm going to review this all again. Don't let a girl in your relationship, don't let your girlfriend control you. If she starts this controlling crap, trying to tell you who you can hang out with and do everything she can get you to stop doing your hobbies and pursuing your goals and hang out with your buddies and all that stuff, she's toast. Either she stops or you're out of there. And even then, I'd say get out of there. And if she's accusing you of cheating and all this other crap, that's usually, like you said, projecting her mindset or something that she's done in the past or is already doing. And that's another sign to get out of there. And also how important it is. This is awesome that his parents were by his side and his three best buddies were by his side. But look how quickly everybody else turned against him because he's the man. And why would she lie? Those that support you and that are loyal, hold them like gold. And last, the final lesson is dealing with how the gals, ultimately, they screw up and they're going to go back to the guy they see as a pushover and who's got stability and financial stability to help them. Because believe me, the guys they really want, Chad and Tyrone, they're not going to help support and raise a child. Chad and Tyrone probably doesn't even have a job, let alone Chad and Tyrone probably can't even read. But Chad and Tyrone's good for his sausage, and that's about it. So, anyhow, guys, that was going to go over. That is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And, guys, as always, if you have a great story you'd like to share with me, something that you experienced, that you overcame, or whether it was recently or happened 25 years ago, I don't care. If it's a great story, share it. Write it out well like these guys do. Good paragraphs. Make it. I don't care if the story is 10 pages long. If it's a good one, I'll do it. and send it over to me, strongsuccessfulmale@gmail.com. And if it's definitely good, I will cover it one day. I get tons of these emails, so just bear with me, but I'll get to it eventually. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.